And we're rolling up and down the fingers. Yeah, into the palm. And the pads of the pinky. And the thumb. Down to the wrists. And across the knuckles. Let's leave the ball in the palm of the hand. Interlace the fingers and squeeze. And release. Squeeze. And release. And squeeze. Release. Yeah, let's go on the back. Switch. 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 And hinge at the waist and go through the legs. Switch. 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 And let's put the ball on the floor, assess how the feet feel. And step on the ball right in the middle of the foot and press down 3 times. Up to the knuckles, press down on each. Roll across the knuckles. Bring the ball to the middle of the foot and wiggle the toe. Bring the ball to the crease between the toes and the knuckles and press the toes into the ball. Raise the toes up, separate. Press again. Wiggle again. And swivel every which way. That's your tail. Three, 2, 1, release. Reassess. Repeat with the other foot. Rolling across the foot and the knuckles. And bringing the ball to the middle of the foot and wiggling the toes. Pressing the toes into the ball. Raising them up and separating. Pressing. Wiggling. And scribbling. Three, 2, 1. Release. Get the ball out of the way. And reassess. And then let's do some wood chops. Through the middle. We'll do 7 through the middle. And then 7 diagonally one way. And 7 the other. And then shake the tree. And center, twist at the waist, swing the arms. And center with some ocean wave breathing. Fingers and thumb at the base of the spine. Step out to one side and gather in starlight. And center. Same thing the other way. And center. Let's take 16 or so steps forward. And then move the elbow towards the opposite knee. And slap the opposite heel in the front. And behind. And then let's take a cross step with a twist. And a punch. And then a walk or march or jog. Saturday, chair day. We're going to do some sit stands in the chair, but only 10. If you want to do rapid squats, I'm going to sprint today, but you can keep doing what you're doing. Whatever you do, be safe. and 5 Tibetans in the after class. I'm gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10. 20. 30. 2 deep breaths. Interlace the fingers. Raise the hands up. Come up on your toes if you can. Come on back down. And back if you can. Back to center. Drop one hand to the side and lean in that direction. Come on up. Do the same thing the other way. Come on, back up, interlace the hands again and drop them to the chest. Watch out. Come on down, interlace the fingers behind the back and raise the hands up. A little higher. Come on down and shrug. Put your fingers on your shoulders and roll the elbows forward in a circle. And then backwards. Extend the arms out and tap the shoulders. And then stretch back, open the chest and hold. Breath, and then a nice big bear hug. Breath, stretch back. Breath, bear hug with the other hand on top. Back. One more. Both hands above the head with the grabbing both elbows, rock side to side. And then stretch one arm out, fingers up, pull back. Finger down. Pull up the wrist, wiggle the fingers. Make a fist. Wiggle and make a fist. And then other hand, fingers up. Down. Flop. Wiggle, fist. All right, come on down and rotate the head and neck in one direction. And then the other. Look up. And look down. Over one shoulder. And then the other. Let's do a side lunge. Don't worry, Bill, we will peck like a pigeon. But that'll be later. Other way. Yeah, let's grab a stick. Before we get into the Booyah stick routine, we're going to put the stick behind the leg, which comes forward. And drop our hands on the stick, lean down into it, hinging at the waist, spine neutral. If you can, lift your heel and maybe wiggle it. And then come up and press the sole of the foot against the stick. Same leg. And we'll go to the other leg, bring that forward. Lean into it. Raise the sole if you can. Come on up. Rest the sole. And come on. Bring the stick in front and flip flops. And then big circle in front. Reverse it. And go laterally. And go laterally the other way. You bring your stick behind you in the crook of the elbows. And twist at the waist. If you can lean back, do so. Otherwise, keep twisting. Come on, back up to center. Tuck in that chin and back. Like a pigeon. And bring the stick up to the shoulders. Twist the body. Keep the head and hips facing forward. And then lift the stick up over the head, down below the waist, up over the head again, and behind if you can. And then stop at the shoulders and push out. Bring the stick into one hand on one side and swing behind you. And then the other. And then bring it in front, hold on with two hands, one hand or a finger or two. You're up on your toes for a second, back on your heels for a second, and let's do 16. Just to begin. Fifteen and 16. Take the stick, bring it to one side. Come up on your toes. If you can lift the stick, you can lift your toes off the ground. Do so. Move the leg around if you can. Move the stick around if you can. Only go as far as feels safe. Bit of a challenge, but safe. 3, 2, 1. Other way. Same thing. Starting with the stick on the ground, the toes on the ground. Then lift the stick in the foot. And move it around. Three, 2, 1, and down. All right, let's grab a chair. We'll start with some sit to stands. Again, hand positioning, whatever feels right for you. You can push off. Try to sit down fully as you do it. I'm going to move my hands around in different positions too, whatever feels good. 1. I'm going to do 10. 9. And one more. Up and down. Hands above the head. We're going to come forward about 45 degrees, keeping the spine neutral and then back. Core is engaged. Meaning the navel is pulled towards the spine. 5, 6, and 7. Cross the arms over the chest, and you're in the middle of the chair. You want to lean back and tap the back of the chair. Again with core engaged. And then sit up and go 45-degree punch in the opposite direction. And then cross one leg over the other. And rotate the ankle 7 times in one direction and 7 in the other. And then point the toes towards the shin and away 7 times. And then press on the knee and hinge at the waist. And come on up. Put that foot on the floor across the other one. And we're going to do the same thing, 7 rotations in one direction and 7 in the other. Point the toes towards and away from the shin 7 times. Press on the knee and hinge at the waist. And come on up. Spread the feet apart on the floor and go towards the toes with your hands. Don't have to touch. Spine is neutral. Come on up. Bring your hands, clasp them behind the head. Twist in either direction 7 times. And then we're going to do some seated jacks. And then grab the side of your chair and just push yourself up, hold for a second and come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And go sideways in the chair. Put your hand on the back of the chair and twist towards your back shoulder. And hold. And release. And then twist again. And release. And one more time, twist. And release. We'll go the other way. Twist. Oh, there's a crack. And release. Twist. Release. Last one. Twist. And release. All right. Let's come forward and we'll do our breathing sitting down. It's the 4-7-8 breath this week. Last one. Inhale for the count of 4 through the nose. Hold for the count of 7. Exhale through the mouth, making some sort of sound, an ah, an om, whatever, for the count of 8. And we'll do 5 rounds. Here we go. Oh. Oh. All right, rub those hands together. Form a chi ball. So let's get the chair out of the way, of course. Let it move you wherever it wants to. Expanding, contracting, going left, going up, and going right and around, and center. Two breaths. Let's open our hearts. Pause on this inhale. Exhale. Send it. And center. Two breaths. Bring down Heavenly Chi. Go down, gather it up. And...
Thanks, Tom.
Hey, Mira, great to see you. Have
Happy New Year.
Sorry?
Happy New Year.
Oh, yes, Happy New Year to you. Have a great evening.
And to both of you, the same. A Happy New Year, good health.
Same. Give my best to Marlene.
Sure will.
Have a good time
Yeah.
with Richard and Mary.
Right, I'll let you know if we survive. Okay.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. For all of you tuning in from the future, we are going to do the 5 Tibetans. You can just twist at the waist and swing the arms, but if you can, let's do up to 11 spins at whatever pace is good for you. And take 2 deep breaths whenever you finish. I'm going to move the camera to the floor, where I will meet you on my back. Hands can be by the side in the unmodified version, and the legs are extended. Legs come up as the head, neck, and shoulders come up off the floor. But to modify this, you can Do the same with the soles of the feet on the floor. Lift the soles and come down. And also put your hands behind the small of your back to protect your lower back if you have issues there. Or behind your head if you have issues with your neck. I'm going to do the unmodified version. Whatever works for you. We're going to do up to 11. And then take 2 deep breaths. Come up on your knees. Hands are on the back of the thighs or on glutes. If you have spinal issues, you may want to just rock back on your knees. But if you can extend your spine, come back and go forward. Again, 11 times or less. And 2 breaths. And sit down. Hands are normally by the side of your hips. If you need to, put them behind you. In the modified version of the inverted table, you have the soles of the feet on the floor. Unmodified, your legs are extended. That's how I'm going to do it, up to 11. And then take 2 deep breaths. Going to come on all fours. For the modified version, you start with tabletop and come into a cobra. But unmodified, which is what I will do, it'll be down dog into up dog. 11. Then come around and sit down. Cross your legs, however it feels right for you this morning. Take a couple of breaths. Easy pose. Full lotus. Get down to crossing in front of each other. Whatever works. And we're going to make 6 rotations in one direction, 5 in the other. You can do it standing, sitting up. Or bring me down. That's one. Six one way, five the other. And then we're gonna stretch out in front and do a box spread. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Then over the left knee. And then over the right knee. On up. Switch the position of the legs. What was on top goes on the bottom. What was? Now let's see. What was in front goes behind. And we're gonna do 5 rotations in the original direction, 6 in the other. And repeat the box split. Five. And then stretching in front. 4 in. 4 hold. 4 out. 4 hold. Left knee. And right knee. So now. And so it is, the end of 22. Have a great and safe New Year's Eve, and we'll see you all in 2023. Thank you for being here.